So this is what it's like to try and learn a 19 song set list. Hey guys, this is Jared Wood for J. Anthony Prod, and I wanted to talk for a second today on preparing for a big song set list. If you have a lot of songs that you're preparing for, what is the easiest way to do that? Well, I don't really know what the easiest way is. I'm going to show you my way, and if you can learn something from it, that's great. I guess I'll start by saying it doesn't really matter how many songs you have. So whether you're trying to learn 2 songs or 3 songs or 4 for maybe kind of a regular event or regular service, or if in this case you're trying to learn a large set list, I'm going to give you some things that I do that help me a lot, and maybe that would help you to kind of prepare for your set list. So you can see here I have all 19 songs in Ableton Live, which is a program that I use pretty frequently, and I have them in the order that they were sent to me. How it works for this particular conference, the first 9 songs are ones that we're going to be teaching the people of the conference. And then the second 9 songs are songs that they've done before, but that they would like to do again. So the first thing to realize is that there's a good chance that we may not do all 19 songs. So that's important to keep in mind when you're preparing, is that there are definitely some songs which are going to take precedence over others if you get down to a time crunch on learning them. So I put them all in here in Ableton. You can see they're labeled here at on the song. And when I want to work on a particular song in this set, I just grab make the track bigger so I can see it. I may zoom in on it like such, and then I solo the track, and away we go. So that helps me kind of focus on the material. I'll also add in Ableton Live, if there's a section of song that I really want to focus on and learn over and over again. Actually, in this particular song I'm playing, there is a particular thing I've been working on in the song. Important to solo the track first. So this particular song has a couple of faster licks. So I've wanted to go back and listen to these and work on just these specific spots. So let me just play you the spot that this lick is happening. So what I'll do is I'll grab this loop brace right here, and I'll just loop this section over and over again. So it sounds something like this. So we loop that section again. And this way I can loop it as many times as I want to in order to get the section down. Let's say that tempo is too fast for me and I really want to slow it down a little bit. I'll use Ableton and slow down the tempo. So it's quite a bit slower now, in fact 20 BPM slower, so I could really learn it. And if you needed it even slower, you can slow this puppy way down. The other thing I like to do with Ableton, since I can adjust the BPM, is I actually like to practice songs faster than they are. If I practice it faster, when I slow it down to the tempo the song is supposed to be at, it feels really slow. It's just kind of like a little, I don't know, a Jedi mind trick. Okay, so the other thing that I do when I'm preparing for a lot of songs like this is I try to make myself as many notes as possible, so that when I'm in the conference, when we're playing the worship set, playing these songs, I can glance at my notes and kind of give myself a refresher. When you have a lot of songs, sometimes even simple things like what key the song is in will just help jog my memory and help kind of get me in the swing of where I'm supposed to go. What I've done here is I've made a master song list. Wax on. Now, I'm not the one organizing the songs and putting the songs together, but if I was the one that was going to be teaching the vocals, I would make notes about maybe who the soloist was going to be, or I would put down any information that I would need to know kind of on a large scale. In other words, not little tiny details, but if I need to know something about the song, maybe that we're going to do it in a different key than the original, or maybe where in the conference or where in the set it was going to go. Things like that I would want to know. You could also make notes there. Song notes. So I haven't done this for every single song, and it varies on how I do it depending on how familiar I am with the song. But I thought I would just give you kind of a walkthrough about what this means and how I interpret it. Now you might be wondering, well, why don't I just use a lead sheet, or why don't I just use a chord chart? Well, there's several reasons why I don't typically like to use chord charts for something like this. For one, I usually know the chords. I don't need the chart for reference. What I need notes for is things like the order and maybe whatever the sequence, or I guess the sequence if we're going to do a different sequence than the original, which is really common. The other thing that I like about writing out my own notes, you might notice that I have things in bars here. So I have the progression written out in numbers for each section, and it's in bars. And what this allows me to do is know how long I'm supposed to play something. That's probably the second thing that is really helpful for me using these kind of notes over chord charts, is that I know how long it's supposed to happen. The other thing that I do a lot is I make notes to myself about what I'm supposed to be doing dynamically in the song. If there's something that sticks out, I'll make sure to make a big note, go to 7 here, or the pattern changes here, or whatever, so that I have a good reference for what's going on. So I mentioned this conference. It's in Oslo, Norway. I'm going to be heading there next week, January the 30th. And I'm going to be vlogging the services each day from Norway. So if you like this kind of content, if this is enjoyable to you, or if this is helping you to learn some new things, I just encourage you to follow along. Jared Wood here from J. Anthony Prod, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.